Welcome back, everyone. Well, it's that time of year again. The next round of the high school state playoffs. Still 13 teams left in the Cape Fear trying to bring home that state championship. Let's go out to Legion Stadium for this one. The New Hanover Wildcats hosting Southeast Guilford, and Blake Walston on the mound for New Hanover, and he was cruising early on, getting the swinging strikeout here. The game will go 2-0 to the bottom of the fourth inning, and it's the junior Chase Nixon coming through, lines the outside pitch down the line and left, and it would get all the way right up against the wall. Two more runs come in to score. That would make it 4-0 Wildcats, and the offense started to tick from that point on. It's Nixon again. This time he uses the middle of the field right back up the middle with the infield in. Two more runs come in to score. He had 5 ribbies on the night for the Wildcats, and New Hanover's on to the fourth round. Wildcats win this one 7-1, the final score. Let's stay in the Mid-Eastern Conference, shall we? Off of Shipyard Boulevard, Hoggard softball hosting the 5-seed Southview, and Jesse Mathis was cruising in the circle for Hoggard up until this. Top of the fourth inning, it's Bailey Lockwood taking this pitch deep into left center field, just over the fence and gone, and we are tied up at 1 apiece. So a brand new ball game, but Isis Tresvik says, not on my watch. Base is loaded, but not anymore. Deep to left field. If it's fair, it's gone off the top of the baseball field dugout for the grand slam. She would go on to hit a second long ball later in the game, and the Vikings hold off Southview down the stretch 6-4 in round 3. Now let's go from Wilmington to Hampstead. In the Class 3A ranks, the Topsail Pirates softball team hosting Southern Alamance. Pick this one up bottom of the second inning. Topsail down 4-1. Annalie Hart draws the bases loaded walk to drive in a run. Topsail starting to get a little bit momentum and inching a bit closer. The next batter up, Taisha Williams. She does the exact same thing, drawing the bases loaded walk as well. They're pumped up, but it wouldn't end up being enough as the Patriots find a little small ball this evening. You see a perfect safety squeeze bunt here as a run comes in to score. They would go on to add another RBI single in the frame. And Topsail sees their season come to an end. They fall to Southern Alamance 6-3, the final score. And who doesn't love a good old-fashioned rivalry game? Hoggard and Laney girls soccer to advance to the fourth round of the state tournament. Great opportunity for the Bucks to get on the scoreboard early in the first half, but Izzy Newton's shot was just off the side of her foot, and both teams within striking distance early on. Riley Johnson on the corner kick, but Aaron Willis gets a foot on it. It would go off the sidebar, and we remain scoreless. And we know Blair Barefoot is a good basketball player, but she's also a fantastic goalkeeper. Coming off of her line to make multiple saves. You saw one there. You'll see another one here. Ansley North would score the lone goal of the game for Hoggard, and the Vikings win it over Laney 1-0. Now let's get to the lacrosse highlights. Cape Fear Academy and St. David's playing for a state championship game berth. 1 point in the first quarter, the Hurricanes led 4-1, but St. David's trying to mount a comeback off the slick feed. The Warriors find the back of the net. It's 5-3 in the second quarter. Now let's fast forward to the fourth. Things get interesting. Trailing 10-8, Cape Fear gets one back under 3 minutes to go, courtesy of the freshman Cameron Arn. Then 30 seconds left to go. Hurricanes still down by 1. St. David's trying to clear the ball and take a little time off the clock, but it's knocked away by Henry Murtagh, and Colin Moore scoops it up and he would score. We would go to overtime, and it's Cape Fear Academy coming out on top 11-10. They are on to the title game. The final game of the night from Hampstead, Topsail Boys Lacrosse hosting Chapel Hill State semifinals. Topsail trailed by 1 in the fourth quarter. It looks like the Pirates forced a turnover here as they get in box kind of near that sideline, but they would call a penalty, giving the ball right back to Chapel Hill. The Tigers, though, would add another goal to make it 7-5. Topsail trying to do anything they can to gain back possession. Finally force them out of bounds here to get the ball back, but they would not end up finding the back of the net the rest of the quarter. They tried. They fought, scratch clawed, but they were outscored 5-0 in the fourth quarter, and the fantastic run comes to an end for the Topsail Pirates. They fall in the state semifinals to Chapel Hill 7-5 in heartbreak fashion. So now we have just 5 teams from our area that remain alive to bring home a state championship, Amanda.
Okay, so when will, I guess, those next games be held? The big question.
Well, we talk about Cape Fear Academy, their boys lacrosse team. Their state championship game will be on Saturday, but for the rest of the teams, they will play on Friday night. So we'll be back in action. 5 teams left trying to bring home that state title.